Hi everybody, Brian Horvath here. Excited to be with you. I'm finishing up my little Pop-Tart. And excited to be with you guys today. Do you want a new job? That's what we're going to talk about today a little bit. LinkedIn can help you. Did you know that? And that's the privilege and opportunity I get to have every single week, is helping people like you and like me not only to know, live, and love their purpose for their career and finances, but to be able to help them with tools like LinkedIn that actually helps them with their tools of their careers and finances. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. So if you're unemployed, LinkedIn is a great place to find your next job. And I'm not talking just about job postings and surfing postings and opportunities. I'm talking about harnessing the power and really getting involved with the platform, both for now and in the future, to not just look at the postings and see what's available out there, because normally those postings are going to be everywhere. Indeed, Monster, ZipRecruiter, all those kinds of places. But I want you to be able to build networks, leverage community, and really be able to share your story and showcase your value on the world's largest professional network. Over 800 million people now are on the platform. So that's what today's topic is all about. And most people don't want to talk about LinkedIn because they either don't have the confidence or the clarity, or many people don't want to talk about it because they have the confidence or the clarity. They see it as maybe just another social media mechanism or something they have to learn. But I really want to share with you today some really core principles, some key things that help you use LinkedIn today to maximize if you're in a job search, to maximize building your network. So no matter if you're unemployed or if you're unfulfilled, which is a bigger issue in work today, people are unfulfilled in the work they're doing. I want to help you know, live, and love your purpose for your career and finances, but ultimately today's topic, using LinkedIn to help you get your next job. That's what this is all about today. So no matter if you have a vast network or not, that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get into our presentation today, what we're going to share with you today, and let me jump over to our keynote. So this is sponsored by a little one-pager I put together called Your Purposeful One-Pager, a guide to help you know, live, and love your purpose. And so it's a little one-pager I put together, some strategies, some tactics to help you really dig deeper into your life, not just being after maybe a salary or a special seat in the office, although be it today might be a virtual office. I'm talking about really getting deep into knowing your purpose, knowing your why, having a vision, having a mission, having goals, and that's all done in a one-pager for you. We'll talk more about how that applies to today later. If you haven't gotten your question in yet, there's still time to do that for today's LinkedIn Live Q&A. Again, welcome. I'm your host, Brian Horvath. If we've not met already, welcome to the party. I do these each and every week. But you can ask your question on this little tool I call what's called a forum. So submit your question in this LinkedIn Q&A form. It's basically when you go to bit.ly/LinkedIn Ask Brian, it's going to take you to this little form you see on the screen right over there. And you can drop in your quick question. It helps me organize the questions, helps me use them for, make sure I get back to you, all that kind of stuff. So if you wouldn't mind, if you have a question today about LinkedIn, a specific thing we talk about today, or just LinkedIn in general, be sure to leave it there. And it can be right now. If you're watching this in a recording somewhere in the future, welcome to the future. You can put your question in there, and I'll be glad to get to it then as well. So either way, I'd love to answer your question, whether on the show here or I'll respond back to you personally. So LinkedIn Live Q&A, we do these every single Wednesday, mostly at noon. I think last week I did a special 10:15 a.m. edition. I took my son to a baseball game. We had a great time at the Tampa Bay Rays game, and just some bonding time with me and him. It was the first time he ever kept score officially in a scorebook, so that was fun to see him do that. And then, we went to get a hot dog or some peanuts, some Cracker Jacks, or something like that, and, you miss a couple batters, and you kind of lose sight of the whole scorebook. So we did that for about 4 innings, but it was good. And but we do these every single Wednesday at noon, and you can follow this on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. If you're a part of my Living on Purpose with Brian Horvath Facebook group, you can catch it there. Maybe some of you, if you're watching it from there now, welcome. People go, well, why don't you do this on LinkedIn? Well, LinkedIn doesn't like you doing LinkedIn Lives about LinkedIn. And so I try to honor that commitment to that platform. And most of the time you will not see this live on LinkedIn, but posted there later. So that's why I'm not on LinkedIn doing these. But you can also catch these videos, these replays. I edit them down a little bit, and you can catch these on YouTube a couple days after. And if you wouldn't mind, do me a favor and subscribe and like the content you see on YouTube. And I appreciate it because it helps me get this information out to more people, supports my efforts, and I'm really, really grateful for that. In addition, if you have any comments today and you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, be able to share them as well. You can share your questions on what I gave you earlier, but also in the comment box. That'd be great to do that here throughout the program. And I have a special little trigger here, or a little window that tells me what comments. So welcome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a part of today's show. There's my little box. So subscribe today for free on YouTube. You also get updates and notifications when a new video drops, whether it's on career, whether it's on finances, it's on LinkedIn, or if it's on purpose in general, helping you know, live, and love the purpose of your career and finances. So let's get into today. Again, today's episode, today's show is about how to use LinkedIn to get your next job. And so if you want a new job, whether you're unfulfilled, whether you're unemployed, or maybe even misemployed, maybe you're not working enough hours in the current role, or maybe you're in the right job but the wrong company, or the right company but the wrong job. There are ways to be able to use LinkedIn to eliminate that challenge, and I want to help you do that today. So go beyond surfing postings on LinkedIn, although they do have nifty career alerts and all that kind of stuff when new roles become available. I want to help you maximize your LinkedIn usage. Most people I talk to really aren't harnessing all the power, leveraging all the power of LinkedIn. And I get it, it's a busy world out there. So there's a lot to learn, a lot to do. But this technology, if you're in a professional field, is amazing to be able to help you build relationships, grow your network, add value, share your story, and be a blessing to somebody. And of course, people will be blessing to you in return. Not always the same person, but that's the way the world works, right? You invest, you sow seeds, and good harvests come out of that. So in this LinkedIn Live Q&A, I'm going to share with you three things. We're going to talk about three things today that you can do and invest in, even though you may not have a vast network. Yes, so I'm talking to you LinkedIn beginners out there potentially, or maybe you've been on the platform for a while having a profile, but you've not really engaged it like you need to now, or want to, or know you should. And I want you to picture yourself like you see these photos there, landing your dream job, landing that next client or opportunity. So this is for business owners as well. They're trying to grow their business. So you can see there, some of the folks on there, so grateful they got their new opportunity, they got their new client. You know, someone landed their dream job in 2022, right? And some people are starting next week. I had a client this week leave me a cool voicemail, of course, on my phone, and just tell me how excited she was to start like straight away, right away. And she's working there today. So one of my career coaching, LinkedIn coaching clients. So very cool stuff. That can be you. That must be you. You have a purpose, my friends, and we're going to help you get that purpose, put that purpose to use today. So why people seek new opportunities? I've been dropping these already. We're either one of three things. We're unfulfilled. You know, Gallup poll has said in recent years, I'd love to see the post-pandemic update on it, but it was like 60-some% or upwards of 60% of people are unfulfilled at their job. And even additional 10 to 20% of those people were actively disengaged in their work. So it's like they made it to work, yahoo, they went to the coffee machine or the coffee pot, they went to the water cooler, they chatted around the office, whatever it is, but then the rest of the day they were watching the time go. And then they went to lunch, and then they couldn't wait till the bell rang at 5 o'clock for them to go home, or whatever time that might be. They're actively disengaged. They are choosing to be removed and disengaging from their work. That's a huge challenge, and that does not bring fulfillment or joy to anyone. And it doesn't serve clients well either, or your purpose. Maybe you're misemployed, like I said already, where you're just missing, you don't have enough hours, you like what you do, but it's just not paying enough, and you have some gaps to fill with regards to income and so on and so forth, or you're in the right role, wrong company, wrong role. Those could be misemployment challenges. All right, so what else do we look at here? How about unemployed? You're straight up just unemployed. You're out of work and you're seeking your new opportunity. LinkedIn can help you with all of those things, and we're going to talk about those three things today and talk about ways to solve those challenges that you may be going through. Three things you need to do to get your dream job without having a vast network. Again, LinkedIn's about a couple things. One, it's about keyword strategy. We'll talk about that in a minute. The other is about having a good network. And the third thing is about having keywords positioned in the right places, having certain words in the right order in the certain places within your profile and so on and so forth. And I've talked about that in other lives. We'll talk a little bit about that today. But the first thing I want to share with you is you have to know your target employer or client. You got to get to know who they are, what they do, why they do, and how you can connect with them, how you can serve them. And so a couple things I want to encourage you to write down here if you're not doing so already, taking notes. I want you to ask yourself the question, what do you do best? What do you do best? How do you add value to the marketplace? What do you enjoy doing? That usually fits under what do you do best. What do people recognize you for? What do people continually say to you, man, you really got the skills to pay the bills in that area, right? You're really good at that. Have you ever considered with that, doing this with that, or that with this, right? So ask yourself, what do you do best? And there's another video, I'll try to post it in the show notes here, about where I went through a little bit more of a brainstorm opportunity to help you answer that question. And the other is, who needs most what you do best? Who could be the beneficiary? What client or prospective employer or what strategic partner can benefit from that skill set, those abilities you have, those things that you do best? And LinkedIn is full of those people just waiting for you, potentially even praying for you, thinking about you, meditating about you, and someone just like you who could solve their problems. So we'll talk a lot about that today. And I want you to consider, remember, having a focused target, people, not ho-humming around, not being confused and not being disorderly, but taking a moment to having a brainstorm session or a session away from all the noise of social media, all the noise of the household or the workplace. And if you're looking to transition, having a target. So keep that visual in mind, having a target. But in addition to knowing your target employer or client, again, this could be a client as well. Maybe you want to do contract work, or maybe you want to work as a W-2 employee, or whatever the case may be. Think about your client as well. There are 6 factors that will help you really drill down to that target client or employer. And so you want to write these down. These are something that I learned from my friend Brian Ray, who's the founder of a nonprofit called Crossroads Career Services. And this is something we worked on together in our workbook called You Are Created for Good Works. And Brian had this in there, and it really gave me a great structure and framework to help you today. So when you're thinking about what work might you want to do next, or you're evaluating the current work that you're doing now, it's called the 6 factors. And the 6 factors are this. First of all, and these aren't in any particular order, but sometimes these come to mind first, is income. What kind of salary, what kind of compensation do you need to earn, do you need to make that's going to satisfy not only you, but your family? And that's important, right? We don't necessarily work to eat, but if we don't work, we won't eat, right? And so I just want to encourage you that income's got to be one of those factors you should consider. The second one is location. And this has opened up the playbook today with remote work, with COVID pushing that envelope and seeing more people work from home or in a different setting. I currently work from an office. I currently work from home. I currently work from our park and in our neighborhood. I currently work from my car if necessary, wherever the case may be, just because I own my own business, have that availability. Is that something that you value? So one of the second factors is location. So number 2, location. Where do you need to work? Where do you want to work? And that factors into what kind of target employer or client you're after. The other one is employers. What kind of employers do you want to work for? Maybe there's a store or a business you frequent. Maybe there's some content you consume, or maybe there's some things you see on the internet of a company that you're like, you know what, I'd like to go seek a job there, or see what's up with that company and why they do what they do and how they do what they do. Or maybe there's someone that you know that works at a company that you'd like to go work with as well. Or maybe you want to go work with those people. So consider that. The other is occupation, okay? Like I said, these aren't in any specific order, but occupation, I mean, what kind of work do you actually want to do? What's going to occupy your time? What's going to occupy a seat at that employer's office or whatnot? So what kind of work do you want to do? Do you want to do things that require some technical skills, or maybe there's more people-oriented skills that you need, right? So what kind of work do you want to do? Do you want to be in a sales organization, or you be in an organization that does marketing? Maybe it's IT, maybe it's medical, maybe it's hospitality, things like that. So consider those kinds of occupations. Then culture. What kind of company culture? Is it a 4-day work week? Is it a company where you can work weekends? Is it a fluid schedule? Is it a flexible schedule? What kind of culture? Do they value people over profits? Right? Those kinds of things you need to ask yourself. And so again, that would be factor number 5. And then there's the platform. What kind of platform? Are you W-2? Are you an entrepreneur starting your own business? Are you a contract 1099? Are you working for a nonprofit or a for-profit organization? Are you working for an educational institution, maybe a government, maybe a non-governmental organization, maybe a church, maybe a parachurch organization? You know, what kind of platform, what kind of structure do you want to participate in? So those are the 6 factors. Again, income, location, employers, occupation, you have culture, and you have the platform. Income, location, employers, occupation, culture, and platform. And of course, if you need to see this again, we'll have the video on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. Just how that sound? Was that commercialized enough? So anyway, so remember, you got to have a target. So keep this in your mind. If you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. If you aim at everything, you'll hit nothing. You can't have a shotgun approach. You got to be targeted. You got to be focused. And some of these exercises I'm sharing with you today, if you're unemployed, misemployed, or unfulfilled, will help you get a better target and are also good for analyzing your current role. All right. Secondly, number 2 is use a defined keyword search strategy. This is on LinkedIn itself. The first thing, number 1, can be on LinkedIn, but I would suggest you starting offline before you go online. And I think I did that video last week or 2 weeks ago just about how to leverage LinkedIn offline as well as online, and how to use LinkedIn when you're not in a digital setting, but in a interpersonal setting. But you want to use a keyword search strategy because of 2 things. Well, let me build a foundation for you. LinkedIn is a database, right? LinkedIn operates on a database, and the database that it operates, the currency that database operates on or it works on is keywords. So in the database, you have keywords sitting on top, and then our profile sit on top of those keywords. And then we have searchers looking to get into our profile, and they use keywords. So keywords tie it all together. And so you want to make sure that if you're a part of this ecosystem, you're understanding that keywords are currency, and you're using the right currency in the right way, in the right places for the right purposes, so that you can maximize that opportunity to get your next job. So you can take all those things, and number 1, find a keyword strategy that works. It's what I do in a lot of my coaching and digital courses, is helping people do that. It's usually a huge one, and that takes up sometimes the most amount of time. But once you lock in this keyword strategy, once you lock in that focus of where you want to go next, man, get ready to have some fun on LinkedIn, because you're going to be getting it done. So the keyword strategy plays into 2 main purposes of LinkedIn. I share these often as well throughout my videos. One is proactive. You want to have a proactive approach. That's where you, my friend, you're coming up with your keyword strategy based on what you do best, who needs it the most, based on those 6 factors. You're coming up with a keyword strategy that allows you to communicate, connect, and collaborate on LinkedIn. It helps you proactively to build that keyword strategy all throughout your profile, from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom, side to side, so that you can have a profile that shares your story and showcases your value. And when you go to search for opportunities, what's in your profile is going to help you, what keywords in your profile is going to help you better find those people and opportunities that you are proactively searching for. So you want to use your keywords, and you want to use search in LinkedIn. And you want to build your keywords into your portfolio or your profile so that you are searching correctly, meaning that you're going to get better search results when keywords in your profile match with keywords in those people you're searching for. You're going to get the best return for investment of the time you spend in on search. All right. Secondly, and that's a proactive approach. That'll help you find people within your target. It'll help you develop or find opportunities within your target. When I say people that can sponsor you up the ladder, people that are hiring you for that role that you want, people that know people within that company that you're trying to access. And that is the beauty of LinkedIn. That is the power of LinkedIn. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. With 800 plus million people on it, every company has a page on it. 90 plus recruiters are on LinkedIn, and that's my second point. You want to have a reactive approach using your keyword search strategy. You want to really search high and low, but you will have a better magnifying glass that's more powered, more highly powered, when you have the right keyword strategy in place. And the cool thing is, once you set it, doesn't mean set it and forget it. You can tweak it. If it's not working for you, you can make it work for you over time, but you got to start somewhere. So start with what I'm sharing with you here. You want to have the right keywords in the right places so that you can maximize your return, so the algorithm within LinkedIn can work for you, for people to understand what you do as well. Now let's talk about the algorithm first. This is the computer talking. When you take those 4 keywords, 4 to 5 keywords into a keyword phrase, you start with your headline. You want to put that keyword phrase in your headline. And that's, makes sense, right? Why would you try to be ambiguous in your headline? You want to be specific. You want to be direct. Okay, you want to be clear. That's going to help you share your story, showcase your value with people that are reading it. Let's start with people, sorry. People are reading it. And also you, as you communicate about it. Then you want to take that same keyword strategy and put it into your past job titles, your current job titles, your past job titles, and your about section. Those are key places for you to have keywords within your profile. Those are key places for the LinkedIn algorithm to recognize you and create search results for you and create search results placement for you. Now, what do I mean by search result placement? When people are searching for folks that add value to what they need, the people that solve problems for the problem that client or that prospective employer is trying to solve, you want to make sure, my friend, that you come up in the search results. And the way you're going to be able to do that is by having these keywords in the right places to gain the right opportunity by the algorithms. The algorithm for LinkedIn is first greenlit or started by the person doing the search. So LinkedIn looks at all the keywords for the searcher and tries to find a match based on the keywords that searcher is using and the keywords you have in your profile. All that combined together gives you a greater lift within the search results. I hope you hear me well on this. Keywords are the currency that drive you on LinkedIn, that provide you the best people connections, the best opportunity connections proactively, but also even more importantly, those that have jobs on their mind before they might even be posted in a major way. They're searching the LinkedIn database proactively on their side, which is actually reactive on your side. It's like a tennis match. You want to have a nice volley between your keywords between 2 different profiles. Okay? And I shared that in a previous LinkedIn. Might have even just been last week. So in the past 2 weeks, I shared some of this stuff too that can give you more background, more in-depth information on this content. So again, have a good search tool. Have a good keyword phrase. All right? So again, back to having the right magnifying glass, having the right content being found by those searching for you. You're giving yourself a better chance by having the right keywords in the right places. Let's jump over to number 3. Point number 3. I take a little drink here. Point number 3 is you want to add CTAs to your LinkedIn profile. What are CTAs, Brian? Most of you probably know this already. If you know that already, tell me in the chat or in a little, wherever you're communicating, wherever you're watching. Let me know in the comments what a CTA is if you know. I'd love to hear about it if you know, because that helps me better serve you. If you know about it, type in what a CTA is. But you want to have CTAs throughout your entire LinkedIn profile. They'll really help you be more clear and show you're more serious about solving problems that are out there in the marketplace, about taking steps to really serve the marketplace, okay? And so how do you do that? What is a CTA? Does anyone know? Maybe you guys don't have access to the comments. Maybe you're driving or something like that. Or maybe you're even on the recording. If you're on the recording in the future, hi future, let me know what CTA is. But a CTA is basically a call to action. A call to action. A CTA is a call to action. It's where you're asking people to do something, take action on the comments or your portfolio, your profile, what it's saying. That's what you want to always have going on for you, and you want to have those in the right places. Not, hey, look at me, but hey, look how I can solve your problems. CTAs identify with that prospective client, prospective employer, that you understand their problem and you look to add value to solve it for them or to come alongside them and solve it. And there are a couple different ways that you can add that CTA, a couple different ways you can add CTAs to your LinkedIn profile. Number 1 is you want to put in your headline, after your keyword phrase, after your headline, you want to say that you're open to new opportunities, that you're open to new opportunities out there. Okay? I like this way better than open for work. Open to new opportunities sounds a lot better, a lot more, how do I say, subtle than open to work. Everybody honestly should be open to work, right? I mean, let's be real here, but open to new opportunities is a nice subtle way that you can communicate and that people can identify that you're looking for a next step, or you at least like to talk about what prospectively is out there to be done. And so I think it's a really nice, subtle way to do that. Now, I've had multiple opportunities come my way by saying open to new opportunities in my headline. Matter of fact, one of my dream jobs came about a couple years ago. And a matter of fact, that's how I even learned the 6 factors that I shared with you earlier in this video. And that was by someone calling me from Spokane, Washington. Tim Krause said, Tim called me and said, Brian, I see your profile says you're open to new opportunities. We have a role as available for executive director of our national nonprofit. Would you be interested in that? And I said, heck yeah, because it fitted in career transition. It was called Crossroads Career. And I did that for 18 months and loved it and still have great connections and relationships with those people. I'm so thankful that I did it. That came from me having open to new opportunities in my headline. That specific person said, I saw that in your headline. Would you like to talk about this opportunity? Oh my gosh. And the answer, of course, if you don't like what someone's calling you by, just say no or no thanks. Or how can I recommend or refer someone to you that may be interested? What kind of people are you looking for? That's a difference maker in adding value. The other one is called Lion, LinkedIn Lion, okay? Are you a LinkedIn Lion? Putting calls to action that say you're open, LinkedIn Open Networker will help you attract more people that attract more opportunities in different organizations. You don't have to be connected with that person directly because you are looking to work with them. But remember, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And people know people that know people and so on and so forth. That is the essence of what LinkedIn is built on. Those 6 degrees of separation, that old Kevin Bacon thing. Go look it up. I don't remember how to explain it fully, but the way LinkedIn's set up, though, is it's about those first level, second level, and third level connections. And it's about bridging those opportunities and asking people to invite you or asking people to introduce you to certain people they know. And people generally want to help people, but they're not always out there looking to do it straight away. You have to kind of urge them and encourage them that you're looking to connect with someone else through them, through their network. And LinkedIn allows you to see some of that. So pretty stinking cool. It's why I love the platform. I love LinkedIn because it combines tools, technology, people, and business. It's pretty neat. So anyway, so you want to add CTAs to your LinkedIn profile saying that you're an open networker, connect with you. You want people to connect with you. And let's go ahead and hop over to LinkedIn real quick. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I think hopefully I did this right. Let's go over to, let's see here. There we go. I think you should be able to see it now. So I put a little, let me make this full screen. I put a little starting point up here in my search bubble here that says Lion. So I want you to share, I want you to see what I'm trying to share here. Okay. So right there in the search, you can just type in Lion, and Lion will allow you to see different people that are open networkers. You can type LION2 and see what we get. Let me show you what I'm talking about. LION, yep, it's going to bring about Food Lion, or Lion, looks like a food and beverage service, but it's also going to bring about people that are open to networking. Okay, here we go. Franz Dodge, if I pronounce his name right. Franz is a LinkedIn open networker. You can see right here. Open networker at Lion. And let's see some more people here. Close some of those things I like to have. Okay. Some of these people again. Here we go. Eunice Edmonds. She's in Orlando. Eunice is a Lion. Let's click on Eunice's portfolio here. Cool. She's a success and business coach helping entrepreneurs. Okay. So she's a Lion. Lion. And then let's just see. Usually I recommend, oh, here we go. LinkedIn. I believe in the power of networking. That's why I'm a LinkedIn open networker. Please feel free to connect with me using my email address. Okay. My coach Eunice at gmail.com. Right. So I would just send her a little request here. Now you can see I could follow her, but I can also connect with her. So I'm going to send her a little note. Oops. I always say this is my standard introduction, so copy it. I see that you are also a lion here on, whoops, I can't spell, here on LinkedIn. I would love to connect with you if you'd have me as a part of your network. With purpose, Brian Horvath. And then I put, whoops, oh geez, I can't even spell my last name. I put my URL and my little free resources page there. Okay, so there we go, and you can open this up if you want. Hi there, Eunice. My name is Brian Horvath. I see that you are also a LinkedIn, also a line here on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you if you'd have me as part of your network. With purpose, Brian Horvath, and send. Okay, so there we go. So I think later on I'll probably hear from her, and we'll be connected. So how fun is that, right? So let me go ahead and pull the keynote back up so we can wrap up today's future programming. So here we go. So add CTAs to your LinkedIn profile. And as she did in her about section, I also do in mine. I say it a little differently, but you can go to my LinkedIn and look at my about section and copy that sucker. I mean, copy the framework there. It's there for you to do that. And I learned it from somebody too, and then make tweaks and modifications to my style, and you'll do the same. And that's what's fun about, again, LinkedIn, is having fun while you get it done. So be encouraged there that there are ways to connect. Even if you don't have a vast network, a Lion is a great way to get started. I was coaching someone on LinkedIn earlier this week, and she only had 3 connections. Okay. Well, Debbie has just found a new job. She doesn't need to be building her connections at rapid pace to find another new role. But while she's working her current new role, that, you know, she can start connecting with lions to really make an impact. And you can search for lions if you go to watch how to search one of my search videos. I'll share with you how to use what's called Boolean search to get more specific on who you're searching for. That would be a great value to you, especially if you're unemployed or seeking your next opportunity. But you can use lion and a specific industry, or lion and a specific area of the country, or lion and, you know, whatever. You can really drill down into that. So that's the power of LinkedIn, my friends. If you just if you understand how to use these little tools, it can really make a difference for you. The biggest one, but sometimes the hardest one, is when you understand what you do best and who needs it the most. You already have a head start on this next one. And the next CTAs you want to put throughout your profile is that you understand the client or the prospective employers or the prospective industry's problems and how you have or can perform in that role or in serving that client with your business, how you can solve those problems. So you set it up going like, I understand that XYZ companies have this kind of problem, and here's how I solve it. And you can use quantitative and qualitative information if you've done those kinds of solutions for others in the past. You can even put third-party testimonials, and then put a next step of how they can contact you, how they can reach you, have them connect with you, take next steps of action. That's why it's called a call to action, right? Okay? So be encouraged. It's sales, yes, but we're all in sales. And I look at sales as simply a transfer of enthusiasm about a product and service, or in this case, a solution you bring to a problem that's being experienced in the marketplace. Add value, seek to serve the marketplace. Ultimately, overall, my friends, stay positive. If you start working and grinding, if you start getting on the rails, taking the train in motion, soon enough, momentum will pick up. But you have to stay positive. It's easy to get let down if you don't get a connection request accepted or you can't seem to break into a company. Keep going. You never know the work you do now, the seed you plant now, how and when they'll come to harvest. But if you don't plant them, there's never a harvest. Stay positive, okay? Pretty cool stuff. Remember that, just to stay positive. Your mission, if you choose to accept it from all the stuff we talked about today. Okay, and again, this is not just for job seekers, right? This is for folks that just want to build their network as well, using these same tactics and things. But your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to go over to brianhorvath.com/purposeful. brianhorvath.com/purposeful. And if you're struggling on some of the front end of what you want to do next, you may have a purpose problem. Get reacquainted with, or redevelop, or get developed your purpose. Get understanding, know your purpose, get skills to live your purpose, And I really believe it. When you know it and live your purpose, you're going to love it. Why? Because it's why you're made. It's how you're made. It's what you're here for. So your purposeful one-pager I put together is a guide to help you know, live, and love your purpose. And it's one page. It's really going to set you up for success to be able to go after there and use these 3 things that we're going to recap here. The first thing is know your target employer or client. And I've worked with plenty of folks that are unfulfilled. If you don't know what kind of employer or client you want to go after, then get your purposeful one-pager, okay? But specifically, know your target employer or client. And these are the 3 things, recap, you need to know, or you can need to get your dream job using LinkedIn. 3 things. Know your target employer and client and get working after them using a defined keyword search strategy. We talked all about that, the proactive and reactive side. And then thirdly is add CTAs, add call to actions to your profile, and break them up in different places. You can put them in your about section. Heck, you got it in your darn headline when you say open to new opportunities. That's a subtle CTA. Okay, that's activating someone to take action on what they're reading. And then you could put it in your current job title, your past job title. There's all kinds of places you can put these CTAs. All right, so Q&A. So we're wrapping up today's training. If there's any Q&A out there about what we talked about how to use LinkedIn to get your next job, these are 3 simple things to use LinkedIn for to get your next job. Or if you have questions about other stuff, what is it? Let me know about it. Drop it right in, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, or if you're watching on the video later. You can put the Q&A in the comment anywhere, or you can also drop the question at bit.ly/LinkedIn Ask Brian, and be glad to answer it there for you as well. Okay? So, what do you got, folks? If there's any out there, and if there's not, we'll keep moving along. And again, you can ask them at any time. So don't feel like you have to wait for my call to action for you to drop your Q&A. So again, this is sponsored by Your Purposeful One-Pager, my new guide I put together that's sourced really from my ebook and my audio book, Your Purpose, How to Know It, Live It, Love It. But this is now Your Purposeful One-Pager. I know you're busy out there, but this will really help you working over a series of days if you want. Do little sections at a time. It's 1 page, and it's free. You can get it at brianhorvath.com/purposeful, and you can download that and get access to it right away. Go ahead and do that. All right, so again, thank you so much, guys. Every Wednesday we do this live, LinkedIn Live Q&A. You can watch it on YouTube, on my Facebook group, on my Facebook Brian Horvath page, or on Twitter, and answer your LinkedIn questions. A lot of this stuff is sourced from questions I get asked weekly, whether with a client or whether something that gets sent in from a show or just in conversation throughout the day with people. You can use these tools, especially on my YouTube channel, to go back through and watch some of these videos and whatnot. So, and if you're ever open to coaching, reach out to me. You can go to brianhorvath.com as well, brianhorvath.com/LinkedIn-coaching. I have a ultimate LinkedIn profile, 2-hour coaching, individual coaching sessions that I share with you to help you get your profile ready to go for your next opportunity. And then again, questions, ask them throughout the week, bit.ly/LinkedIn Ask Brian. And that's the form that you get access to drop in your question there, so I have them nice and organized and ready for me. So that's it, folks. I'm so thankful that you're here. Thanks for being a part of this LinkedIn Live Q&A. If we don't have any questions today via on this live, don't forget you can ask them later on a recording or email me at brian@brianhorvath.com. It's my privilege and pleasure to help you know, live, and love the purpose for your career and your finances, and using them as tools to help you in your purpose in life. Have a great day, everybody.